Boys. Shit. Got a little bit in my throat right there. Boys, welcome to another episode of Bet the Bus. I am your host, Will Compton, a.k.a. Payoff Willie, a.k.a. Playoff Willie, a.k.a. It is written in stone. Year 10 is alive and well. If you guys have been following the boy, I got the call. We got a workout coming up probably in a couple weeks. Next week might be a little too soon. But your boy's going to be out on the field, back in action in no time. Until then, we got a lot to talk about. Did I ball out and go? What did I go last week, JP? Did I go like 5-2?
Yeah, 5-2.
5-2 in the NFL. We won't talk about college. Before we get started, by the way, thank you, Barstool Sportsbook, for the love of God, the greatest partners on the earth. Download the Barstool Sportsbook app. We got parlays, we got deals, we got this, that, the other. We're trying to get paid and get laid, and the boys at the Barstool Sportsbook have your back. Before we get going, we are going to do what I like to think of as a tradition. We're going to do the Serenity Gambler's Prayer. Everybody, bow your heads. Lord, grant us the serenity to accept the results we cannot change, the courage to make the bets that we can, and the wisdom to know that it does not matter. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the Barstool Sportsbook, and the glory, all yours forever and ever. And please, I know we can't control what happens, but you kind of can. So if you just help us win our bets this weekend, we will forever believe even more now. Amen to that too.
Amen.
All right, boys.
Let's have a week.
Let's have a week. I ate at a Chinese buffet, King Dragon, I got a fortune cookie, and it said, you're about to have a fucking month. However, there's optimism for that. I know you can look at my weeks. Let me make sure the cigar is still lit. Uh-oh.
Work, Will. Work. Get that thing lit.
You might have to get a hanger. I love the vibes. Maybe you just edit that part out.
I don't know.
The optimism from that fortune cookie, because I know the first couple of weeks have been tough. We've lost a little bit. We've lost some soldiers. We've probably lost some followers. And we've also gained some faders because people think, oh, let's hear what Will's betting, and we will just bet against that man. I think it's bullshit, but also smart, touche to you. However, fortune cookie, you're about to have an incredible month. There's optimism with that because year 10 went 5-2 on Sunday, and this weekend is a new weekend. There's nothing, again, losers react, winners respond. We fucking respond on this bus, and there's nothing that you can be more proud of than standing 10 toes down and being able to say, I fell apart, but I survived. And that's what we're doing this weekend. This weekend, don't shell up. Don't shy away from the bets. Don't not bet on a certain day. A day without a bet is a day forgotten. And we're going to sit back. We're going to go over a slate of NCAA games. We're going to go over a slate of NFL games. We're going to go over a Bet the Boys parlay that's bound to fucking hit. Kirk Cousins let us down last weekend. We were flying and riding high. I texted JP. JP, what'd I text you? We only need one more from Kirk Cousins, and we are about to be the richest men in the world. But Kirk let us fucking down. We're going to have him turn in his iPad probably. But we'll go over a Bet the Boys parlay. We're going to call my guy. Yes, again, he was down bad. What did he go, 2-3 last week?
2-3 losing record.
Yeah, he's down. And he might get fucking fired too if he don't pick his shit up. And then we'll go over the Bet the Bus lock of the week. I do what I always do. I put my head down and we fucking grind. You got to look at the data. You got to take accountability. You got to own your shit. And you got to know, you got to strategize, you got to prepare. And that's what we're going to fucking do. Sit back, take a listen. Wherever you're listening right now, subscribe to the boys. We come out every Friday morning. We might bump it up to Thursday so you guys can get it sooner, better, faster, stronger, all of this stuff. But every Friday, 10 a.m., you're listening to me now. Subscribe wherever you subscribe. If you're watching, subscribe on YouTube. Drop a comment right now. Say the vibes are absolutely up. Sit back, relax, give me your ears, and listen to Daddy sling it. JP, start us off with the NCAA slate, brother.
Taylor's alumni. We got Michigan versus Maryland. The spread is -17. Michigan's been balling. What do you think, Will?
Michigan has been putting up 55.3 points per game. Maryland is 0-11 at covering the spread in their last 11 games. Michigan is going to put an absolute fucking ass whooping on the boys from Maryland. What are they, the Terps? Are those like turtles or something like that?
Yeah.
Garbage. Get ran over, turtles. Michigan minus what?
17.
Michigan minus 17. Nebraska's on a bye week, so we're safe to not bet with Nebraska this week. And for everybody who faded me and what took Oklahoma last week, cheers to you guys. I'm always proud when people win. Not to continue to make this about Nebraska, but they're on a bye week, and I like us this weekend. However, on the Michigan minus 17 again against Maryland.
Yes, sir. Keeping in the Big Ten with Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Ohio State minus 19 is our spread right now.
All right, so the line has moved.
Line has moved.
At minus 17 and a half. Last night I said I loved it. Apparently everybody else lost it. Per my sources, apparently the line moves higher, so it goes from minus 17 and a half to minus 19 because that means a lot of people are betting on Ohio State. And when a lot of people are betting on Ohio State, it moves the line farther. If it were to go down, because we all educate on the show, we all learn together, there might be some new gamblers out there with Payoff Willie. If it goes down from minus 17 and a half and gets closer to zero, that shows that more people are betting on, who are they playing? Wisconsin. Big Cat, I love you, brother, but I love Ohio State minus 19 in this game. Wisconsin is too one-dimensional in the run game. Ohio State has only been letting up 84 yards per game on the ground. And if those boys can stop the run, Graham, is it Mertz? Graham Mertz will not be able to win the game through the air. Ohio State minus 19. I fucking love Ohio State. They're like a track team out there on offense. Brian Hartline, shout out to the wide receivers coach at Ohio State. The dude is a dog. He's teaching those boys. He's allowing them to play fast, play aggressive, and they are dogs on offense. I love them putting up a shitload of points on Wisconsin, only to probably end the season for Big Cat and the Badgers.
Willie, stats this week. I see you diving into your bag a little bit.
I'm telling you, hey, shout out to Mitch, by the way. You guys will get to know Mitch very soon. But I'm telling you, we've got to learn from our mistakes. And I've been fucking around in college. I've been learning each and every week. I'm not going to be the same old dumb motherfucker every week. With that said, I love the fucking Nebraska game this weekend. I like Nebraska plus 10. It's Nebraska versus the fucking world this weekend. I'm going to continue to just get one step better. Every weekend, you either get better or worse. And again, I'm going to stay true. I'm going to keep digging, because when you stop digging, the fucking diamonds are on the other side of that little digging wall hill. You guys know the meme. Show the meme as I'm talking about it. I know who I am. I'm not a fucking quitter. You keep digging, you keep preparing, and that's what we're going to fucking do.
Yes, sir. Our first college game that we are betting on and that we will be in attendance for, Tennessee versus Florida, spreads minus 10 and a half.
Yeah, so everybody listening right now, if you're in Knoxville, go to the Hill Bar and Grill. The Hill at the Bar and Grill, or whatever it's called. The Bar and Grill at the Hill. The Barstool College Football Show, we will be there live and in action, bringing the fucking electricity, bringing the vibes, bringing the energy, bringing the camaraderie. This place is going to be electric. I went to the Ole Miss game last year at Tennessee, deafening loud. And what I'm hearing now is that this is like the biggest game since some dated back to 2016 when College Game Day was like last there, apparently. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. I'm usually not. College Game Day will be there. Barstool College Football Show will be there. Knoxville will be the biggest, most populated city in the state of Tennessee come Saturday. I love Tennessee minus 10 and a half, and I'll tell you why. The quarterback for Florida has not thrown a touchdown yet this season. Tennessee is 3-0 against the spread this year and 5-2 against the spread as a home favorite under Coach Heupel or Hupel?
Heupel.
Coach Hype. We fucking love Coach Hype. He's been on the bus. He was on the spring tour. You can go back and listen to that on Bus with the Boys. Florida's 1-2 against the spread this season, and Florida is just, they're like they are every year. You think they might be back for a second. They put up a game or two that's a little promising, but their culture, they don't have it. Tennessee, I love what they're building. Yes, they've had a JV level schedule, but they're treating that JV schedule just like a JV team. They're fucking throwing up bombs on everybody. The quarterback Hooker, he's a stud. I love Tennessee minus 10 and a half. We're gonna bang that because at nighttime, I think Knoxville's gonna be. We're gonna have to leave at halftime because it's gonna be so chaotic. Because Tennessee's gonna burn that place down once they beat the shit out of the Florida Gators.
We'll also have to leave at halftime because the next day is the playoff Willie Bowl, and we're switching into the NFL.
The Will Compton Bowl.
Yeah. The Raiders versus Titans. -2.5. This could be controversial.
Yeah, so I do have to address the Raiders-Titans game. It is the Will Compton Bowl. Both teams are 0-2, a combined 0-4, and actually a combined 0-6 since I last was cut as those two teams went into the playoffs last year. I was on the Raiders. I think we went 4-1 while I was on the team. They lost in the first round of the playoffs. Titans, they didn't bring me back either. You saw what happened to them. They got bounced in the playoffs as well. I do have to address this. I do not think it's a coincidence that they're a combined 0-4 without me on either of their teams. I think the Raiders. I need another moment to think. If you are in Nashville, Tennessee, there will be a tailgate. Titans, Raiders, Acme Feed and Seed will be throwing a banger tailgate before the game. I just got to throw a little plug in there. All right, look, I got to call a spade a spade. I got to leave my emotion out of it. I got to leave my heart out of it because I love all the boys. You guys know I love all the fucking boys. I'm a Titan at heart. I'm a Raider at heart. I'm a Commander at heart. This is as conflicted as I've ever been in my life. However, I'm not conflicted when betting this game. I love the Raiders -2.5. I think the Titans drop to 0-3. I still think they're okay because they're in the shittiest division in the NFL. The Raiders are not. The Raiders need to have a little bit of urgency. I like what I'm hearing out of their camp right now. They were up big against the Cardinals. Like, look, they were up good against the Cardinals. They lost to the Chargers by 5 points with 4 turnovers. They were up big against the Cardinals at home, and they couldn't step on their neck, and they let little fucking Speedy Gonzalez, Kyler Murray, just put him back in the game. They couldn't step on their neck and finish it out. I think the Raiders, they understand what's on the line. They come into Nashville, and unfortunately, they beat the boys in two-tone blue. The Titans haven't covered a spread once this year. Waller, Renfro, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, they're going to look to finally show how much of a unit that this team can be. I think Carr's going to dish the ball to Devontae Adams more than twice this game. I like the Raiders -2.5. I know that's fucking tough to hear, and people probably want my head on a stake from that, but it's done. It's written.
We don't play the game to make friends, man. We play it to make money.
Hey, say that again, JP.
We don't play this game to make friends. We play it to make money.
Let's go.
Come on. And speaking of money, we got your friend Lamar Jackson at New England -3. What's your boy going to do to him?
All right, so it's kind of the same situation with the Raiders being up big on the Cardinals. The Ravens were up big on the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a good football team. I like Coach, it's McDaniel, right? The OC that came from the Niners. He's now with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are a tough team, and for them to be up on them for them to be up that big on them and not close out that game, I think it was a heartbreaking loss. I think Lamar Jackson is fucking here to stay. He's betting on himself. He's proving why he's betting on himself. Yes, the Patriots D played well the first couple weeks against the Steelers and the Dolphins. However, you're playing against, no disrespect to Tua, but a Tua in week 1 and then a Mitch Trubisky in week 2, and they just weren't able to push the ball much on the Steelers offense. I think that the Patriots are obviously able to capitalize on that. However, I do not think that they have the power to stop the Ravens offense. And for that reason, I like Baltimore -3 at New England.
Next, we got Coach BDE versus Pete Carroll. 2 swaggy coaches. We got the Falcons +0.5 point at Seattle.
You know, and you're right. There are 2 swaggy coaches. Coach BDE, a.k.a. Big Dick Energy, Coach Arthur Smith. They've lost. They're 0-2 as well. However, I think they're the best 0-2 team. They were up on the Saints in week 1 facing Jameis Winston. That motherfucker gets knocked down 9 times. He's getting up 12.
Where was the pain, Jameis?
Yeah, just pain. It was pain everywhere. So we got to keep on pushing through and being resilient.
And he's going to fucking sling it until his arm falls off. And they ended up coming back on the Falcons. The Falcons also made a nice comeback at LA against the Rams and almost won that game. Jalen Ramsey made a hell of a play at the end of the game. I say all that to say, like, the Falcons are a competitive team. I think they're well coached. Dean Pease, the D coordinator on defense. I played for him. He's a fucking stud. I already know what that man's in the war room telling those boys. Limit explosive plays. And it's easy to limit the explosive plays against an offense like Seattle because they are the second worst offense in the league. Also, since they're on the West Coast, they played in LA. They stayed on the West Coast this week, so they will not be flying from Atlanta all the way to the West Coast. They've been practicing in Seattle all week long or on the West Coast all week long. I like those odds. I really like Atlanta to get their first win at Seattle, and they have 0.5. Like the spread, the line's pretty much even. So they're going head up. Again, Seattle's not a high-powered offense. I like the Falcons plus a half a point right now because now we're going to do the Bet the Boys parlay. Guys, the Bet the Boys parlay. If you bet with me last week on the Bet the Boys parlay, I didn't do my 3 teams. I did four of our quarterbacks who have been on the podcast: Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins. 3 of those guys were doing the boys right. When I say trust in the boys, that's why you make bets on these guys, because you know they're going to come correct. Aaron Rodgers, you know he was going to get right after that week 1 performance. He's probably going to get right again in Tampa Bay. They're clicking on offense. Aaron Jones, they're finding new ways to get him the ball. He's an absolute stud. Those young receivers are figuring it out each and every week. I like Aaron Rodgers plus over 1.5 TDs. Of course you love Josh Allen over 1.5 TDs. Josh, if you listen, I know you're a huge fan of Bussin with the boys. Think about not running it in on some of your TDs and let's like dish the ball out. Let's get a 3rd down. Let's get a 3rd and like 2 from the goal line.
Play actions.
So, yeah, play actions, roll you around a little bit, toss the ball in the end zone. I like him over 1.5. I also like Derek Carr over 1.5 touchdowns. Again, with that arsenal of talent around him, I think he's going to have over 1.5. The question is, my guy who I fucking love, Kirk, I love you, brother. But again, this game, I'm learning it the hard way. You can't bet with your heart in this game. You had us. You had me. I texted my boy. I said, yo, we're about to get right. Kirk, he's going to have another one. I think he bounces back. They had a bad loss in Philly. I do think he bounces back. However,
I got to stop you.
What do you mean?
I just said it earlier in the show, man.
Tell me what I need to be told, man.
We're not here to make friends. We're here to make money. Get Kirk out of here.
So you're saying eliminate Kirk, make him turn in the iPad. We're going to go Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, all over 1.5 touchdowns. I don't know what those odds are. We will share them the day of the game. Bet with the boy. And this is the Bet the Boys parlay. I fucking love it. That is a tough decision. Kirk knows I love him. It's nothing personal. It just is what it is. It's business. With that, we're going to call into our guy. He's going to hopefully bounce back this week because I'm going to have to let him know he's on a short leash. Turn it up.
It is all the way up. Turn it up on your phone. Can't hear any of it?
Yeah, I can hear something.
Playoff Willie.
My guy, listen, people are coming at us. They're saying the guy, he's not worth his salt. As a business partner in this situation with you, you're on the hot seat. I think it's tough if you deliver some bad picks again. You were 2-3. I love you. Like, I want to stick with you. But we need you to deliver something juicy and good this week, brother.
I love being on the hot seat, Willie. I was born on the hot seat. Some people, when they start talking to, their girlfriend or their wife, they never want to be in the doghouse. I love being in the doghouse. That's where I want to be. You want to know why? Because I'm a comeback kid. And let me give you my game this week. I'm not worried about what people are talking about right now. All I'm worried about is the Rams blowing out the Cardinals all over the Rams. Sean McVay destroys Cliff Kingsbury. I'm pretty sure the Rams are 9-1 against the spread in the last 10 games against the Cardinals. Book it. That game right there is a blowout. Now, I told you last week, the Bills are an all-time team. I'm sorry what they did to your Titans, but they're going to do it again to the Dolphins. These dudes are a point differential, 55 in the first 2 games. It's going to be a blowout in Miami. The Bills are going to be hot down there. Now, I love the Ravens. I love the Ravens in a bounce-back game against the Patriots in New England. I do not like Mac Jones. Big bounce-back game. Lamar Jackson, they should have won by 21 last week. We're not even going to talk about last week. We're not even going to talk about it. Raiders were up 20 half. Ravens were up 21 in the fourth. I'm not even going to talk about it. Let's forget about that. Ravens are going to dominate the Patriots up in New England. And then how about Joe Burrow? Let's get his first win of the season coming in New York City. That's where he belongs. Big flashy Joe Burrow. First win of the season. They're going to blow out Joe Flacco and the Jets. I love those picks this week. Hey, you know what? Willie? Since the people are coming at me, I'm going to throw in an extra spicy one, an extra bonus pick for you. Tom Brady at home. The game's basically a pick 'em now. Are you kidding me? Tom Brady at home, a pick 'em? All over the Buccaneers. All-time
Oh, no, guy.
Did we lose the guy?
I want to hear what they have to say next week.
He's gone now.
Oh man, that's the guy. There's one game that I disagree with him on, and it is my bet the bus lock of the week. I love to see him bounce back. I love that he gave a bonus pick, and I like to kind of go against him in this situation because that is my bet the bus lock of the week, and it's Green Bay at Tampa. Yes, Tampa has an electric defense. I love the boy Boogie, Levante, Devin White, Vita Vey, all those boys up front in the front seven. I love their back, and they do a good job. They're fucking tough. However, I think the young receiving core with Aaron Rodgers is going to figure it out, continue to figure it out every week. Aaron Jones, that's another reason. Another stat that we all need to consider. Mike Evans, Julio Jones, Chris Godwin, all possibly out. We know Godwin and Evans are out. Julio maybe. Based on his history, I'd like to see him be in a game time decision. He's probably out. If all three of them are out, how do you not pick the Packers? Yes, they're going behind enemy lines in Tampa, but Aaron fucking Rodgers, he was just on the McAfee show talking about the Titans saying, oh, is Mike Vrabel still the coach? McAfee, shut the fuck up. You got to love the dude, the ice in his veins, the confidence, and their defense is fucking good. Their defense is good. Their front seven's good. Quay Walker, potential rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, he's a fucking dog. Their line of scrimmage, dogs. Is it Devondre Campbell?
Yeah.
Devondre Campbell, he's a fucking dog. Dude looks like the Predator out there. He's Derrick Henry at linebacker. Their back end, dogs. They got the pieces. Their special teams coming together. They're going to continue to put it together. My bet the bus lock of the week, Green Bay Packers at Tampa. What's the spread? It's at Packers +2 right now. We get points. I'm telling you, that's the bet the bus lock of the week. Guys, may the boys forever be in our favor. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging with us. Drop a comment if you're watching right now on YouTube. If you're listening on audio, I hope you had a fucking hell of a time and you went from 6 to midnight listening to these picks because I backed them up with not just emotion and passion, because you guys know I love to talk with my heart, but I gave you guys some facts this week. I gave you guys some data that's going to back these picks up. I fucking love going into this weekend. And based on my King Dragon Chinese buffet fortune cookie that says you're going to have a hell of a month, I think it starts this weekend. Big hugs, tiny kisses, and fucking own the board. Again, may God have mercy on the board's soul because we fucking won't. Love you. It's just an extra long ending. Like, why is this still?
It's all silent.
What are you guys doing?